up in northern New Zealand, and we're going out today to spear some kingfish, hopefully, some snapper, anything that comes by. It's been about a month, so pretty pumped to just get in the water and get wet, get a feed, stock up that seafood in the freezer. Got nothing at home, so yeah, pumped. Just slept overnight in the roof tent, and IB's ready to go. Just gonna whack it out here now and rip straight into it. High tide's in about an hour, so should be pumping out there. Let's hope. Right guys, we've just made it to the first spot. The sun's only just peeking up, so this is magic hour. So I've just got a little rocky outcrop here that's come out of the water. It'd be pretty rude not to jump in and just get the lungs working. It's a little shallow spot, couple of meters, but I haven't dove for geez about a month, so let's get those lungs warmed up, jump in and see what we can find. There might be a snapper half asleep or anything. Let's get some fish on the board and get those lungs warmed up. Let's go. Jumping in on the first spot, the water was clean, current was pushing, and it was absolutely teeming with fish life. A huge congregation of fish in this pressure point here. I knew something nice would show up shortly. Just as I'm breathing up on the surface, I notice a big John Dory just gliding underneath. Don't waste my chance. Dive down and get a shaft right into him. It's a nice, quick, easy fight, as it is with a fish this size. And I've got my first fish of the day, stoked. A beautiful John Dory. Awesome start to the day. Beautiful. One of the best eating fish in New Zealand, John Dory. Awesome. How's that? Woohoo! Another camouflaged John Dory comes gliding along this weed edge here, and I get another good shot off. Alright, that's another awesome John Dory. Good size. Woohoo! Another John Dory presents itself, this one sensing me from behind and doing his best to keep nice and narrow. I luckily get a bit of an opening and get a shot off. A small kingfish senses some commotion and comes in for a look, probably about 60 centimetres, very curious as they are this young. You can hear the reef here, it's just alive with fish and all sorts of stuff eating away, and just an active busy spot. Super fishy. Another couple of John Dory, and I had a bag full. Awesome, that was enough.
Saw another John Dory down there, but this little fat sniffer turned up, so that'll do.
Oh, well guys, that was just one of those morning spearfishing, just awesome. Got to the spot, tide was pushing close to the high, and there were just fish everywhere, bait fish, John Dory. Awesome morning on the John Dory. I managed a whole bunch of these, just beautiful eating John Dory, so yeah, pretty stoked. They seem to be the fish which I just don't see a lot of, so smacked over a few, and they're just going to be awesome eating. Can't wait, definitely going to have one of those for dinner tonight. Pan fried, bit of butter and maybe some bread, just keep it simple. Yum, hungry already. Also managed just nice little snapper, it just swam into range, so yeah, nice fat little fish. So yeah, awesome start. So good to be back in the water after a month, and yeah, I'm going to pull up anchor. That tide just turned from the high going out, and just like clockwork, within 10 minutes the place was just dead. Interesting how it works, tides are very important. Anyways, I'm going to shoot out, there's some islands way out here, and we'll see what else we can find. I wouldn't mind getting a kingfish today, a decent snapper, and some crayfish or whatever, just a few different species to make that a bit of a mixed bag, and yeah, woo, pumped, so good to be out again. Anyways, let's move on. Alright, let's move. Woo. The conditions today are pretty unreal. Bugger all wind, a little bit of swell. Water's not the cleanest and close here, but we're going to head a bit wide, and hopefully we can find some blue water. So see you out at the next spot. Right guys, we've come to this new spot here. It's all new ground here to me up here, just exploring. I have no idea, but there's a fantastic looking bit of coastline that just runs along here. Nice rocky outcrops and jagged terrain, which looks like it should continue underwater. So I'm going to jump in and snoop along this coast and try and pick out a nice snapper. So yeah, we'll just anchor it up, get the gear on, get a bit of water into me, and we'll get into it, eh? See if we can pick something up. Fingers crossed. I get stuck in, creeping along the coastline, peeping over ledges and gutters, looking for a parked up snapper. I'm doing it a bit wrong here. As you can see, the sun is coming towards me. Ideally you want the sun behind your back. Any advantage to get onto these very elusive snapper. I spook a couple of smaller snapper out of this nice gutter, so decide to shoot a parori and burley it up, set a ground bait to come back and check later. It's just beautiful scenes, so fishy, clean water, just lovely diving. A nice big ray comes in here, just skimming across the rock face. Always cool to see, the big old fella. New ground, new territory. I'm still not sure what's ahead of me, so I smash up a few more kinner, sea urchin for another ground bait to check on later. Swimming further along this coastline, a few yellowtail kingfish show up out of the blue, then a few more, and a few more, and then suddenly I was surrounded by at least 100 to 200 yellowtail kingfish. Mostly small, probably just under the size limit, so yeah, just observed them and took it all in. It was a pretty awesome sight, always is. I notice a few snapper tails down on that deep gutter, so make my way down to the reef, crawling along to the edge here, peeking over to see what I could find. Notice what's wrong with my roller gun here. It's not loaded, which is going to kick me in the butt in about a few seconds. I'm waiting, there's a few snapper starting to turn up out of the depths, and then this nice sized model just comes swimming mid-water, swims right up to my shaft, and boom, gun is not loaded. I was devastated. It's just madness. There's kingfish absolutely everywhere. It's just one of the fishiest spots I've been. Unreal. Get to the surface, reload my gun and get back down to this ledge as soon as I can. I'm back down on the ledge, holding on to some kelp. There's fish everywhere, it's still insane. I'm looking for any remaining snapper that I haven't spooked. Looking down into this nice deep gutter, then I spot a snapper just cruising along the bottom here. I line it up, and then the fish just swims straight towards me again, turns broadside, perfect chance. Whack! Cool, good snapper on board.
This place is just insane, so fishy. Just got this nice fat snapper, and there's just kingfish below me. There's fish everywhere, it's insane.
I dispatch the fish, clip it off to my gun, and keep moving my way down the coast. I'm down on the reef again, and here's a huge school of paror come swimming in. Black snapper, they often get called. I don't like eating them, some people do. A few dives later and the kingfish have found me again, just absolutely swarming the area. Crazy scenes. There's definitely some legal fish in here, but mostly quite small fish. I'm after a bigger model, but decide to drop down onto the reef and see if anything else comes in the mayhem once again. The snapper seem a bit silly today, so take my chances. I'm down on the reef, keeping low, and a couple of nice big snapper come rolling in. One out to the left here is well over 20 pound, I would say close to 25. I'm about to line him up and then another one just swims right in front of my gun. I take my chance and nail this fish right in the head. Later, weighing this fish at 19.5 pound a day later, the other fish must have been well over 20, I would say pushing 25 pounds. Big fat fish it was. An awesome fish nonetheless, and just unreal scenes. This is not normal behaviour by big snapper. I've never in my life had them swim up to me like this. I let the fish swim off into the kelp and just calm down for a bit, just to make sure of that shot. You never know on big snapper like that, they've got big thick skulls, so sometimes the shaft doesn't go through. Just had to check. Yep, good clean shot. Pull the snapper up. It's a beautiful, beautiful fish.
Yeah. That's crazy. There's big snapper everywhere. Woo.
I've got my hands full and start swimming back towards the boat. I double check this big gutter where I shot the first snapper. I noticed a bit of a cave underneath there. I get the torch out, having a quick scan for some crayfish, but cave was empty. I remember I've set a few ground baits, so here's the Kinner ground bait. Nothing on there except for a few tiny snapper, so move on to the fish ground bait. I move along to the Prairie, ground bait, fish burley, peeking over the ledge, just taking my time, and once I locate the burley I can see a big stingray just sitting on top of the dead fish. Then I notice a big tail. It's a good snapper there as well, so ease my way down, extend the arm, wait for the nice broadside shot, and nail the snapper. I was a bit concerned the shaft hadn't gone all the way through the snapper as it was parked right in front of a rock, and my fears came true when I saw the snapper wiggle off the spear. Fortunately, it was pretty buggered and I managed to get another shot at the fish and finish the job. Oh, just got out of the water Wow, what a special morning spearfishing. I'm gonna have to say it's the best morning of spearfishing I've had in my entire life. It was just extraordinary. You would have seen some of the scenes. It was just clean blue water, just fish everywhere, huge schools of yellowtail kingfish. They're all pretty small. A couple would have been legal, but I had my hands full, and you know, geez, I've got some fish. Look at these beautiful snapper I've got. Unreal. Just unreal morning. It is a bloody horse of a snapper. I'd say that will be pushing the 20-pound mark. Surely. It's a beauty. Big fat fish. I've got another one here. Woo! It's a horse. Beautiful. Beautiful big snappers. What a morning. Woo! This one's not far off that one. This is probably about 15-pound. Man, and this beauty here, just absolutely insane. So, it's well and truly enough snapper for today. Fish. I'm gonna get these on ice. Unreal scenes. So I've got a whole bunch of John Dory, plenty of snapper. Man, what else? You know, it's just awesome. So yeah, I'm just gonna get these all on ice, make sure everything's gutted and bled well, and yeah, get nice and iced up, nice and cool. Have some lunch, have a snack, get some water, and then I'm just going to spend the rest of the day, a few hours, just diving and exploring spots for next time. I wouldn't mind a cray or two just to round it all off, but fantastic diving. Righto, we got all those fish on ice, so I'm going to cruise out to another spot, and yeah, we'll do a bit more prospecting, a bit more exploring, find a nice little position out of the swell, and we'll have some lunch. Alright, jumped in at the new spot, and the water's absolutely clear. It's beautiful. A few fish around. It is kind of outgoing tide and whatnot, so it should be pretty quiet, but hey, let's go explore and yeah, see what we can find here. Let's go.
Pretty quiet around the place, but we'll keep looking. Got to be something to find here. Heaps of pigfish around, they're pretty cool. Good eating, but I've got so much fish already. Oh, I've just spotted a turtle. They're very rare around New Zealand, so I don't think I've even seen one in New Zealand before, so let's try and get them on film, eh? Ah, bummer, he just swam off into the distance. Pretty cool to see though, greenback turtle, awesome. Whew. Well, there wasn't too much going on at this little reef, rock. Very quiet. I'd missed a shot on a nice trevally. It was just parked up on the bottom, lying on the sand, and don't know how, but anyways, you do miss shots sometimes. Yeah, so plan is I'm going to try probably one last spot. Feeling pretty run down already after not diving for so long. The fitness is gone, the dive fitness. So I'm going to go to one last spot where I've seen kingies and stuff before, and yeah, go to one last spot. Might try and get a trevally or something like that, or just even a good old blue mau mau, and that would be nice sashimi tonight. And then we'll cook up maybe one of the John Dorys. So yeah, we'll cruise on a bit more and see what else is happening. It's all a bit quiet at the moment on the low tide. Well, I've just turned up at this next spot here. Nice little island here. And just in front of the boat there, about 10 meters in front, it is just alive, the surface, with some sort of bait fish. I've seen quite a bit like this before. It looks to be trevally. We'll go and have a look. We'll jump in, I might connect the gun to the boat and do some drift dives. And yeah, might be able to pick up a kingy for that sashimi for dinner. Yeah, we'll get in and have a look. The water's blue, beautiful. Insane. Clear water, so let's do it. Awesome. Kohiru. Top sashimi. In my opinion, the best sashimi in New Zealand. Absolutely beautiful. So that's going to be delicious later. Woo! There's got to be some kingfish under here though. This is their favourite food. Look at the surface all around me. It's just alive. Let's get under and see what's in there. Woohoo! With all the koheru lit up, their yellow backs, big stripes down their side, and just so many of them, I knew there had to be some kingfish below. there was a big king over there. See if he comes back.
I sink back down, searching for the kingfish, and to my surprise find a big school, all his mates coming swimming through. Sift down deeper, wait for them to surround me, wait for a good chance, trying to pick out a nice big one. They're all roughly the same size. This one looks good. Line it up and whack one right through the head. The fish peels some line off the reel as I make my way to the surface. Grab the line, trying not to let too much out, try to keep him off the reef. Even with a big rod of spring steel right through its head, these fish just keep going. I slowly bring the fish closer and closer to the surface until I can get my hands in his gills. When bringing the fish in close, when it's really getting close to you, just take it easy, slow down, and just slide those hands when you can up into that gill plate. Once your hand's in there, the fight's over. Make sure to bleed that fish. Big pelagics like kingfish improves that meat quality hugely.
Woo. Alright, nice kingy. Woo, what a day. Woo.
Oh wow, what a dive day. This has got to be the best dive I've ever had. It's just insane. All those John Dory in the morning, couple of big snapper, and now I've just landed a nice kingfish, a nice late season summer kingfish before it starts getting cold. So I'm stoked because these guys start to disappear and become a lot more scarce in the winter months, so they head off deep and whatnot. So woo, yeah, absolutely pumped, absolutely stoked. So got some fresh sashimi for dinner, and that will go with my John Dory. All going to plan. Stoked. Yeah, I mean that's it. Definitely don't need any more fish. I just want to try one more dive spot just for shits and giggles. Just want to dive down and check out the scene. Other than that, yeah, probably head back, get some more ice, and yeah, we'll go find a campsite for tonight and get some fish prepared. Woohoo! Here's a kingy. Woohoo! Not a bad kingy. Stoked. Woo. Oh, sweet. Just love spearfishing. Doesn't get old. Woo. Beauty. Beauty greenback. Oh well, get you on ice, mate. Well, had another dive around here in the schools of koheru. Pretty amazing, and they're good sized koheru. If I didn't have that kingfish, I would have taken a few more, but I've got plenty of fish, so that's awesome. Yeah, it's coming into the mid-afternoon now, so I think I'm just going to call it. Cruise on back to base and decide, yeah, where I'm off to tonight. I'm going to head up for another dive tomorrow, so yeah, we might camp in the same spot as last night or move on to another beach. So yeah, we'll see you later. We'll update you and we'll get a bit of a fillet session going, and we'll cook some fish up. Alright, that's enough. Let's get out of here. Home time. Well, made it back. A beautiful afternoon, beautiful beach, and yeah, get the boat on the trailer and move on. Pretty hungry, keen to get into some fresh seafood. Alright, we've made it to the next destination, and we are beachfront in an epic spot. How's this? Woo! Beautiful. So we're going to head out to these islands, and at the back of those tomorrow should be some awesome diving once again. So I'm just going to get set up, get the roof tent up, sort all the gear out, and we'll have a nice relaxing cook up for dinner, and yeah, watch the sun go down. Life's tough. Well, there we go. In basically 2 minutes, got my roof tent up tonight, and this is our little perch for the evening. Beautiful. Love this tent. Just so quick and easy to put up. And there we go. My little skylight. Look at the stars if they come out. Beautiful. Alright guys, we've got our fish here, little dinner setup. So we're going to make some good old classic white death fish sammies, butter, salt, pepper. I've got my John Dory, so we're going to fillet this and fry that up, and that's going to go on the sammies. And this barrel of a koheru, huge koheru, nice and fat. This is going to be our sashimi for a starter, just beautiful. And we're just going to eat this beachside. Right, see what I got in my knife pouch. Victory knives, New Zealand made, support local, really good knives. We've got quite a few fishing knives in here. Actually, I like this one at the moment, it's a beauty. Let's use that. Let's just give that a quick tickle up. Alright, there we have our beautiful koheru sashimi. Just whack a bit of salt and pepper on there. Soy sauce. And wasabi. So yeah, I'm just going to peck on this while I prepare that John Dory, and let's have a taste though. Oh yeah, it's the best. Kohiru sashimi. Oh, it's so soft. That is just awesome. Alright. Oh, so good, really. If you haven't had kohiru sashimi, don't throw it away. Don't think it's just bait for kingfish. Eat it, it's the best. Anyways, let's get this JD filleted. Yum. Okay, Mr. John Dory. I can't wait to get you in my belly. So, he's not gutted, so we're just going to be semi-careful not to puncture his guts and get that on the flesh. So these are just amazing eating flesh. Amazing eating fish. Same as any fish, just work along that backbone there. Yep. Actually quite easy to fillet, I believe. Down there, past the guts there. Oh, don't open it up like me. Now this is only a medium-sized John Dory, but you just get these beautiful, beautiful fillets off there. So here's one, you get the other one. If you don't know about John Dory, they ambush their prey and they just open their mouth up, boom, boom, swallow it. Pretty cool fish. And make a funny grunting noise. You might have heard it in the video earlier when I shot him. Two nice fillets. We'll quickly, actually I might fry these skin on. That's going to be beautiful actually. Yep, we'll leave skin on. Salt, pepper, butter, pan fry, in White Death, primo. Well, these seagulls, took them off them for bloody 1 minute. Ate the last of my sashimi, almost took off with my fillets. Bastards. Get out of here. Bloody seagulls, man. There's too many of them. Alright, let's get this fillets in there. Beautiful. At least I ate most of that kohiru. It was beautiful. So yeah, sharing it around with the locals. It's all good. Get some bread ready. White Death. I don't eat bread much, especially White Death, but sometimes you just got to have it, and a fresh fish sandwich, and it's just hard to beat. All right. This John Dory is ready and it's going straight on that bread. Oh, look how soft it is. Just melting. Beautiful. Yum. And that was a fresh fish semi. Hard to beat. Oh yeah. Just quick, easy, simple, and the best. Oh yeah. Well guys, I'm gonna finish off my dinner. You don't need to keep watching me munching away on my White Death. Hope you enjoyed that mission today. I sure did. That was a pretty special day out spearing. You don't get days like that very often, so definitely one to remember. And yeah, it's gonna take it easy, pretty buggered. Kick back up in here later, listen to the ocean, should have a good sleep, and we'll see you in the AM. I'm gonna wake up early, sunrise, and we're gonna hit it. One last mission out. I'm gonna try and get another kingfish and hunt for some crays, and then I'm pretty well stocked up for a while, so stay tuned for part 2 tomorrow morning. If you like that, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, write a comment if you've got any tips for me or any questions for me. So if you're keen to support my channel, check out my merch, Primal Pursuit, primalpursuit.co.nz. We got bucky hats, we got caps, we got t-shirts. This is actually the back of the t-shirt I'm wearing, funnily enough. Yeah, got the John Dory on there. Pretty cool. I'll leave a link down below in the description. Otherwise, primalpursuit.co.nz. It's in my Instagram bio. It's all over the place. Write me a question if you've got any issues or questions about the gear. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Cheers.